And hello, YouTube. Welcome back to my boring ass life. So it's 6:20 p.m. Tuesday, May 10th, 2022. And I just realized at one point, after hitting the snooze button for like the fifth time, yesterday, that or this afternoon. God, I am still groggy. She's got nice legs. All right, for hitting the snooze time, I hit the snooze button so many times today. I'm still pretty dang tired, even though I slept, and I didn't sleep well. I woke up several times, but it's I was hoping I could maybe do VTO and take the night off just to get a little extra rest because I feel super exhausted and sore. But not an option. I do have enough PTO I could take a paid day off, but I don't. That'll put me down so much that I can't take another paid day off, and I'd kind of like to save that for a crisis where I need it, as opposed to I'm just tired and feeling shitty. Check it out. It's a Cruise self-driving car in front of me. That's a self-driving car company that's got the delivery contract for Walmart. I think I mentioned them in my vlogs before. Pardon me for getting distracted by self-driving cars. I'm very fascinated with the technology, and I do believe that that's going to be one of the biggest game changers of the next decade. And I see in so many... Oh, it looks like my dang camera's so crooked. I can never really get that straight. I feel like so many of the places I go to on the internet where people are talking about transportation, both Reddit, Twitter, and YouTube, I feel like people are really unaware of just how much self-driving technology there is out there right now. And I think a lot of that has to do that it's just in other places in the country, it's just not as in your face as it is here in Phoenix. I see so many obvious self-driving cars, and that's to say nothing of pretty much every Tesla that's got a decent amount of self-driving technology in it as well. There's some kind of police activity going on the left here. Yikes! That don't look good. Kind of bad shit happening at the bus stop there. So what was I saying? I'm super tired, super sore, going to work anyway. Didn't seem like it was worth using up my paid time off or my unpaid time off to take the night off. So I'm trying to go into work. But yeah, I was just so tired and exhausted. I just kept hitting my snooze button over and over and over. I'm like, fuck it, it won't take me as long to get to work. I can just drive over and catch the express bus. It won't take, oh shit, look at the time. Well, I can just drive all the way to work. Well, now I'm driving all the way to work. And I realized I don't really know how long that's going to take. I don't know what the traffic patterns are. So I kind of got myself in the hot zone here. The last couple of times I woke up, I did look at Google traffic. And the next to last time I looked at it, it was still kind of alarming. It showed a lot of congestion on I-10 past pretty much from the Loop 202 junction on the west side near approaching 59th Avenue all the way to past Loop 101, so past where I'd be getting off at Amazon. Showed a lot of congestion. So like, that doesn't look fun. I was looking at options to go around it, and I mean, there's options, but nothing that looked particularly convenient. Anyway, my last glance on it, the only real traffic snag that I saw, and again, I'm kind of lucky. I mean, I go into work at 7 p.m., not 5 p.m. If I was trying to get there at 5 p.m., I'd be dealing with a whole nother story traffic-wise. Anyway, I looked at it one last time right before hopping in the car, and the only notable traffic snarl seemed to be Loop 202 from pretty much the point I would get on it there at the 143, which is like a direct, damn near a direct connection to 46th Street. Well, this is fun. I get to see a hawk from the driver's point of view. It didn't look like everybody was stopping at it. But anyway, I still think those are largely misunderstood by drivers, but they do seem to be doing a good job at getting people to stop so people can get across crosswalks. And that's a pretty notable one because it's actually the crossing for the Grand Canal, and Grand Canal's multi-use path. Anyway, so I was talking about how the congestion. The only place where the congestion looked really bad would be the 202, pretty much right where I would get on it at the 143. Pretty much all the way to the end of it, where it merges in with I-10. But I-10 from that point on looks just fine. So. But I didn't see any notable traffic on McDowell, and it's playing out to be that McDowell is moving just fine. I mean, granted, I'm only doing, 40 miles per hour, but actually I'm doing about 45 right now, but I'd rather be doing 45 on McDowell. As much as high-speed stroads unnerve me as a pedestrian, I'd still rather be doing 45 on McDowell than 25 or less on Loop 202. So yeah, I'm just taking this over to 16th Street, and then at 16th Street I'm gonna pop over to the I-10 and take that all the way to 75th Avenue. Guy just saying I-10 to 75th Avenue is reminding me of the last Uber I took when I missed a bus transfer the week I was staying with Crystal. That was a really nice day with Crystal, and the last days I spent with her. Talk about a fun, short-lived relationship. Anyway, yeah, she actually rode the bus with me down to Goodwill, and so I could get some clothes, since I really hadn't had time to go to my place and grab clothes, and I was ready for some new clothes anyway. And then she walked across the street with me to Taco Bell, and we just chilled out and ate at Taco Bell. Unfortunately, we spent a little too much time at Taco Bell, and I ended up having to wait so long for a Thomas bus that by the time I got on the Thomas bus, I had set myself up for not being able to make all the transfers to get on the I-10 West Rapid. Wow, I just drove right by 16th Street because I'm running my mouth. Oh no, I didn't. Here it is. I need to focus a little more on my driving because I'm so not used to driving. I'm just used to hopping on the bus and realizing I'm going to be on this for the next hour. and then just farting, either people watching or farting around my phone. I just realized that's the second turn I made where I turned into the second lane instead of the nearest available lane. So I'm just falling right into bad driving habits. Go me. And of course, to the average person, that's not even a thing that's wrong. But I try to be a better driver than that. Anyway, yeah, as Google traffic predicted, it doesn't look too bad. There's definitely traffic here, but it's not. It doesn't look to be notably slowed down. It was a green line on Google Maps. And of course, since I'm shooting video, I can't be looking at Google Maps. But I contemplated, do I want to shoot a video of this, or do I want to put my phone in map mode and have that, or I can look at it as I'm driving, and no, I want to shoot a video of this. Share with the entire world that the first day that I had the opportunity to just keep hitting the snooze button and sleep in until the last moment to drive to work, I did that because I could. And now that I say that and think of that, that's kind of what I did on Sunday. The only difference being that Sunday, turns out my fuel pump went out just a few miles from home, and I ended up being an hour and a half late to work, which is, which I was able to take care of with my PTO, and that's why I'm not wanting to piss away 10 hours of PTO and take today off. I am going to have to put my foot down today on dudes. I really need to be a line loader. Quit making me a water spider, because as much as I genuinely prefer being a water spider to being a line loader, I mean, it's not like I'm paid anymore to do one thing or another. I'm still what's considered a blue tag entry level Amazon associate. So I'm pretty much at the bottom rung pay wise. I mean, I do think I get a shift differential for working on the graveyard shift as opposed to working on another shift, but still, like, I'm not very well paid. The payment that I got when I started was kind of a bait and switch. So, thanks, Bezos. Hope you're enjoying that giant ass yacht, fucker. Anyway, yeah. I genuinely do enjoy being a water spider more than being a line loader, and I've said it on many occasions. I'm kind of in my zen zone when I'm stacking pallets and organizing pallets and bringing empty pallets in. But it is the most physically demanding work that I do there. So on a day like today, where my hands are just sore and my legs are sore, my arms are sore, my shoulders are sore, I need to be concerned about doing like less physically demanding work. So yeah, if you can put me on the line and try not to get shitty with me when I'm deliberately choosing boxes that don't weigh that much. So it looks like I get to work hella early. It's only 6:33 right now, and I'm just flying down the 10. You know, and I guess I kind of misgauge like how much traffic there is on this commute by how I see it on the bus, because the bus forces me to take it so much earlier. I mean, for one, most of the time I'm I don't know about most of the time, but like half the time I'm on the McDowell bus, and you can't really judge traffic on I-10 by how much traffic is on McDowell. And for that matter, you can't really judge traffic on McDowell by how slow it is on the bus when the bus is pulling over, almost every quarter mile to let junkies on and off. Or kick junkies off, as the case may be. Yeah, even the last day on Sunday when I don't think I talked about this at all. When my car broke down and I ended up having to come in like an hour and a half late and ride the 17. Yeah, the bus stop. I did enjoy going into Wendy's and getting food while I waited. That was nice to have that option that I normally don't have. Although there was a family that was sitting there eating, a family of 4. saying, I still haven't got my tire checked, and I do have a definite shimmy when I get above 70 miles per hour. That's not good. It seems to be in the front left. Anyway, the 63rd Avenue. Well, it's almost time for me to get off. Yeah, it looks like just in this short time differential between when I take the bus at 6:11 and now at 6:35, the traffic congestion that the bus goes past, it's gone by this time of day. So that's cool to know. Closer attention to my exits. 67th Avenue is the next one. I miss the days when my eyes were good enough to read these signs from a mile away. Now, I had got to the point where I had memorized, just driving around, memorized streets so well, I just never really had to worry about reading them. But at this point, I'm just so out of practice that I'm kind of doing double takes of, hey, where the hell am I? Oh, of course, this is 59th right here. For some reason, I was thinking this intersection was the 101 intersection, but this is the 202 heading south. Yeah, this is just something I'm not even used to existing while I drive. It's because I never really drove here much after this got built. So 6:37 p.m. looks like I'm not in any shape, way, or form at risk of being late to work, so that's a good thing. It does lean heavily towards, well, fuck it, I should just drive to work rather than still trying to incorporate public transit, which makes me bummed out. Public transit should really be more appealing. It shouldn't always be something that adds such a large amount of time to a commute so as to make using it undesirable. But hey, I live in Phoenix, and that's just the way our public transit is here. 75th Avenue, next exit. Anyways, I was going to mention earlier, yeah, the last time I took a Uber out here, the driver, when I told him, hey, just get on I-10 to 75th Avenue, they had absolutely no idea what either of those things were. I can't even imagine being that dependent on GPS to know where the fuck you're going. And then trying to do a driving job on top of that. It just seems insane to me. So I've only shot 18 minutes of video. So it's looking like it's looking like what I have regularly got accustomed to taking, well, having to be on the, be at the bus stop by 4:40 to make it to work by 7 can be accomplished in about a 20-minute drive. So yeah, what I've distilled down to a little under 2.5 hours. Instead, I can do it in 20 minutes. Any question when nobody wants to take the bus, above and beyond the fact that there's so much riffraff on the bus. And I was just trying to say about riffraff. So yeah, when I went to Wendy's was great. There was a family all wearing masks, which I found kind of weird. Like, if you're still that paranoid that you feel like you should be wearing masks, why are you even going to Wendy's? Just go through the drive-thru and take your shit home. But yeah, they were like dressed up like it was a family dinner. family going out to eat dinner. Come on, people, you're at Wendy's. And I there was a part of me really wanted to take a picture of the wife or mother or whatever she was in that family situation. I would assume wife and mother. That's the courteous thing to assume. And she's all dressed up. She looked to be an attractive woman, but the mask she had on was like flesh toned, and God, did it just give her an overall Hannibal Lecter kind of look. It was kind of like, I don't think she understood just how creepy that fucking mask made her look. This damn. Anyway, wow, I'm almost to work, so I better sum up this story quick. So, God, these are probably my coworkers rolling in front of me here. And a homeless guy with a stolen shopping cart with bicycle parts on it. Alrighty then. I mean, I'm assuming he's homeless. I can't imagine why somebody who isn't homeless would be doing that with a shopping cart. Anyway, when I walked out to the bus stop, it was just some serious riffraff at the bus stop. There was a guy sitting on the bus bench with a whole bunch of liquor who was consuming it and passing it out to his buddies. Another guy with a walking stick that kept walking up and down and just cursing at ghosts, I guess, and throwing his walking stick down every so often just to be annoying. And then there was a lady that was incredibly dirty who kept asking me for a cigarette. Apparently they were all in a group together, and they were all actually bus riders. They did all actually get on the bus, but so I guess the guy with all the booze, he had told the driver that he needed to make a couple trips to get all his booze into the bus, because he didn't have it consolidated, into one container or anything. Several grocery bags full of full of alcohol, and he which just cracked me up. Anyway, apparently he told the driver he needed more time to make trips back to the bus stop, and apparently she just nearly left off without him, and that resulted in about 1.5 miles of shouting match between this guy, who was clearly very drunk, and the driver, where he was yelling at her, "I told you, blah, blah, blah." She's like, "I could not hear you." And then she had I'm doing a bad Indian accent. She had a pretty strong accent. It was not an Indian accent, but she definitely had it actually kind of sounded like an Eastern European accent. But yeah, their shouting match went on for about 1.5 miles. I was really trying to tune it out, and I was texting a couple friends of mine. So I don't know if eventually she kicked them out, or if the guy was just kicked him out of the bus, or if he was just happy to leave. But yeah, he did end up getting out of the bus about 1.5 miles later. I can't recall if the woman left with him or not. I was trying to just tune that shit out, and was just so pissed off about the situation with my car, and I'm like, I'm back on this fucking bus. And the guy with the walking stick, he kept throwing it down in the bus. I don't believe he was legitimately clumsy and dropping it. It just seemed like he was deliberately throwing it down to be menacing. And kept muttering, apparently to himself. Yeah, it was I forget how far he went. Seems like he got off before we got downtown. Definitely the ride was a lot less eventful and annoying once we got on the other side of Central Avenue. And fortunately, once we got to the west side, and by west side I mean on the other side of 19th Avenue, fortunately the bus didn't load up with a bunch of fentanyl junkies that couldn't do without their fix to the end of the ride, like it often does. But yeah, even if it wasn't so much slower taking the bus, that sort of thing is certainly dissuasive. Anyway, I still want to keep the rapid bus as part of my commute here, but it's kind of hard to argue with. I mean, I'm at 24 minutes, and I've just been sitting here talking for a while, but yeah, being able to drive it in 20, and that's not even taking the freeway the whole way. That's taking, a chunk of McDowell Road just to avoid freeway traffic. So, anyway, it's 6:45. I still got 15 minutes to kill, but I'm gonna head on inside. get myself something to eat. Had I realized this drive would be so quick, I'd have actually stopped somewhere else and got food, but I don't feel like I have time to leave this parking lot, get food, and come back. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming with me on the drive. And like and subscribe. There will be more. I swear there'll be more walking videos. There will. There'll be more public transit videos. I'm not done with public transit, I promise. But yeah, it's kind of hard to argue with saving that much time. And I mean, I don't think I'd have kept hitting the snooze button if I didn't need to sleep. So nice to know I had the option to do that today. Although I'm still freaking tired.